You didn't even let no warm up, no, hey, how you doing? What's going on? I was actually, as a matter of fact, listen, like, subscribe, share, all that good shit. Urban Wrestling Network. It's the OG Buddy the Chef, Muffins Martinez, my man Darren from the Fourth Line Voice, aka Bruised and Battered Podcast. I'm curious though, because I keep being told my geography is terrible. What would you identify Canada with, my brother? I'm not obviously asking the guy from Canada. Would you think it's mooses? Would you think it's bears? Would you think it's like, maple syrup? What would you identify Canada with if you were trying to be funny?
Well, it'd probably be a moose or a beaver. Yeah.
A beaver? Why a beaver?
Beaver's on our money, man. It's on the nickel and stuff. Yeah, it's like the beaver. I don't know. I didn't, but I would probably say a moose, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. But hold on. Before all this, first of all, folks, anybody listening out there, they make a main eventer sit and wait. I'm sitting there. I tell them, I don't know how long ago I'm ready to go. I'm looking at and then all of a sudden my monitor comes on. I got the PWO staring at me. They're already setting stuff up to job me out. I know it. Booker, man, where's the Suburban Wrestling Network? All I know, my show, when I showed up a couple weeks ago, ratings through the roof. Then these last couple of shows, not on it, tanking. We're so far down, we got to reach up to touch bottom. But here I am to save the day, the Canadian dream, the son of a teacher, the hit maker, the record breaker. I got style and grace, and I got a pretty face, Chef. I'm telling you right now. And for all you folks listening out there, I'm here to save the show. The little people, pay attention.
It's the best intro we've ever had.
I'm telling you right now, I told them the other day, I said, the bakery's closed, the muffins are stale. I'm here to save the show, Booker, man. Work me into my angle. I said, and I'm not jobbing to that J. Brown Chef. I'll tell you right now. Yeah.
Well, before this thing goes off the rails, today's episode, we're doing the NWA Mount Rushmore.
Wait, hold on. So, how did you feel? All right, so could we at least identify as maybe one time ever being the Suburban Wrestling Network? Right? But then, hold on. Because if we identify as the one time, we could give him the honorary Puerto Rican card, no Canadian holds.
Whatever.
Look at Chef just politicking to get the rub from the main eventer. Yeah. Oh, I'm telling you. Yeah. Here's how it goes. I was telling Chef, I said, one of my joys in the morning now is cutting promos on muffins in the morning. That's like one of my favorite things to do as I'm driving down the highway. I'm like, I'm gonna tell muffins how it is. Tremendous.
The man of the people, though.
Oh wow! I
get city of Bridges. Muffins is the city of Bridges.
Oh, that's exactly. The city of Bridges, the land of living skies. I get out and talk to the little people, Chef. I get out there shaking babies and kissing hands.
I'm just saying, he's a man amongst people.
Yeah, I bring them.
So, like I said before, this goes off the rails. This is a special show because last episode we did talk NWA, and like you said, it brought in the ratings went up the roof. So I'm not I can't front. So in this episode, we're doing NWA Mount Rushmore of NWA. Now, as we know, the NWA died in 1991 and then became WCW. So Uncle Vince bought it. So
no, that's not accurate.
What?
Because if you're saying it died in 91, you had the Monday Night Wars, and then eventually Vince McMahon bought WCW. Eventually.
Yeah. But and then WCW, was a different brand. But so we're doing just NWA.
Yes, sir.
Now, I started watching NWA in 1983. So my knowledge will go from 83 to 91 for the Mount Rushmore. So, Mr. Canadian Bear of the Saskatchewan
City of Bridges
All-Stars or whatever, they got up there. Now, where are you from locally? From like Saskatchewan, Calgary, Alberta, Canada, or something like that?
Holy shit. No, I'm from Saskatoon. That's the city of Saskatoon in the province of Saskatchewan. Yes.
Jesus. Now, how
Calgary,
many?
Alberta. No, yeah, I'm not from Alberta. No,
Now, how many
I'm right
times?
next door.
How many times do I have to go from here to there? Am I going to pass to get there? Because
What,
I
to
know
get
you guys got 6 time zones up there.
Yeah, well, Saskatchewan, we were always lucky. We never did daylight savings time, so our time never changes. So
wow.
so thankfully. Now, are you asking me how far I'm away from Alberta or how far I'm away from you guys? Because I can tell you now I'm not far enough. But
whatever.
But how far am I from Calgary? I'm 6 hours away.
From Calgary. Okay.
Yes.
The only place I know in Canada is Toronto. How far from Toronto are you?
30 hours. If I drove, it'd be 30 hours or a 5-hour plane ride. Yeah.
My goodness.
Well, Canada, man, it's the second. Canada's
Dude,
the second
Canada's
largest landmass in the world.
huge.
Russia's first and Canada's second. So
Jesus.
yeah, and we're lucky we let you people hang out around that imaginary border down there. But we keep you around.
By Buffalo.
So Muffins, do you know that there's a place in Canada in the Maritimes that they're an hour above us?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that because I'm interviewing an ice sports fighter, and
Yep.
they tell me like 9 p.m. So I'm thinking 9 p.m. Eastern my time. They hit me up at 8 p.m. Yo, you ready to go? And I'm like, I thought you said 9 p.m. They're like, it's 9 p.m. here. I'm like, where? They do have the craziest time zones. I'll admit that. But yeah, he's 2 hours behind us.
Yeah, well, the Maritimes, yeah, well, they're a whole special breed out there. That's a whole different world out in the Maritimes. I can tell you that. Yeah.
So now that we have the time zones all decked out, who is going to start to give us the 4 Mount Rushmore of the NWA?
Okay, obviously 1 and 2 are never changing, which is Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes. Those will never budge. I don't care who's 1, who's 2. Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, that's it. So now you guys have the hard problem of putting 2 names, but it has to stick, right? So with me, I'm biased as shit. But one of mine, unbiasedness, I think is legit. And I'll start with the one that you guys would say, no, that's not happening, is Josef Samael. The Serpent. He's the NWA champion.
He was never in the NWA anyways. What are you talking about?
Josef Samael was the NWA champion. Are you fucking kidding me, bro?
Dude, later on, when there was any more NWA, yes, he was.
Period. I'm going all now and all NWA.
Till 1991.
Bro, that's unfair because they're still right now.
Till 1991.
That's some bullshit. Because if you look at it, okay, the guy I think should be on it is Nick Aldis because of what he's done for carrying NWA. But if you want to say, fuck that guy's time and carrying the load on NWA Resurgence 2.0, all his work means nothing?
So, Bear Man, do you want to include 2017 to up when the NWA came back on the Billy
Why
Corgan?
do you keep calling him Bear Man?
Because he looks like a damn bear.
Well, there you go. Well, more like Winnie the Pooh. I got stuck in the honey pot, maybe. Yeah. But, I went old school, man, because like the NWA started in like 1948. I mean, I'm the historian here. I'm like, Nick Aldis and Samuel and all the. It all starts with Lou Thez, man. The guy started this whole thing. That's like in 1948. He's a 6-time NWA champion. I mean, he was the one that started it all. Like the work matches and all that shit. And like the best part back then is like the NWA made sure they actually had an actual shooter as the champion because these guys had to go around the country wrestling the local. And if the local got smart and was going to try to, I'm going to fucking put him in a hold and take the belt off of him. Oh, yeah, no, if Thez would just stretch the guy. But, yeah, you had to be a legit shooter back then. Yeah. And, like, Lou Thez was, like, an original guy. But, I mean, obviously, it was before my time, obviously, before all of our time. But, I mean, I think in terms of just the historical value, I mean, that, like, when you guys told me, like, the 4 due to the Mount Rushmore of the NWA, like, that's kind of how I looked at it, right? Like, the historical aspect of it. Like, from like 1948 to 1988 is kind of the timeline that I use. But I agree with you about Flair and Rhodes. They're on mine, but I was like, wow, I kind of got to start with the guy that started the whole thing in the NWA. When the NWA formed in 1948, the first guy they chose to be champion was Luthez, so it's like, wow.
6 times.
He was
6 times.
6 times, yeah champion. And I mean, and like a legit, and like 6 times for like a long, like years at a time. Like, it wasn't like, oh, he dropped it in segment 1 and won it back in segment 5, like, no, like the guy had it for years. And
then we remember Stone Cold made the Luthez press relevant during his whole time as as a main eventer. Oh, the Luthez press, blah, and then he starts punching and that's he kept the memory of Luthez alive by doing that specific move, and the announcers announcing, oh, that's the Luthez press. To this day, you hear the announcer go, oh wow, he just hit it with the Luthez press, and you go like, and people go like, who the hell is that? But Bear Man knows, that guy
he get a better nickname than fucking Bear Man.
Bear Man. He's from Saskatchewan. He looks like a damn bear.
But they don't even. They got more mooses than bears.
Whatever. There's already one moose, and that's Moose from TNA.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Oh, there you go. Well, if you're gonna put me in the main event, Booker, man, you can call me whatever you want.
Hey.
All right.
So here goes Luthez press out of respect, yes.
All right. So here goes the tough part now, because the 2 greatest of all time are already on there. Now you throw Luthez, and that's 3 out of 4. You don't want to add the newer guys, which now I feel away. I feel jaded, right? I feel like I definitely just got thrown. Say, fuck your opinion. Ric Flair, to me, one of the most overrated wrestlers of all time. I know that hurts your feeling.
Overrated?
Overrated.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm just, why can't I have my own opinion? Do I ever fucking hate when you like somebody and I don't? I say that's your opinion, right?
Overrated.
Your whole thing is because you think he's the greatest of all time because he's won the most championship belts all over the world, right? Okay. If you're talking in-ring, you thought his in-ring was that fucking phenomenal? On a microphone, vignettes, promos, whatever you want to call it, Ric Flair is on next level. In-ring, I don't think he's the greatest storyteller. I think he's the same fucking match over and over and over and over.
Well, I believe it, but I believe everybody has the same match when you get used to a specific opponent that you're going around the whole country every night wrestling the same person. Now you're on TV. Now you kind of picked up a specific way how you want to lay out the match. And yes, Ric Flair wasn't the best in wrestler because he did the same shit. But it
was basic. Like, what's the knock on Cena?
He'll fake the lock.
5 moves.
He'll fake the lock up, and then he'll go with his hair. He'll do a little strut. Woo! He'll lock up, push you to the side, chap you, throw you to the side of the corner. Basic stuff.
So you know what?
He knew how to draw it out. He knew how to draw it out.
Ric Flair neither. Ric Flair is known for being one of the grimiest moves you could pull in a fight. I had a friend where, football fights get a little crazy, basketball, whatever. And he was, and he would go behind people and do the fucking Flair like in real fights, real time shit. Woo, right? And we would all get mad as fuck. Like, yo, you're the grimiest person ever. What do you think of Ric Flair? Doing the woo and hitting people in the nuts.
Well, that's what he'd always call himself. He'd always call himself the dirtiest player in the game. So I don't know. That's kind of that was the character, right?
Overrated.
I think you know what actually hurt Flair. I think over the years, I always thought Flair bumped too much. He sold too much.
Bumped too much.
He sold too much for a champion, for a world champion.
A lot.
Yeah, because you watch like Hogan and all those guys. Like Hogan would hulk up at the end and whatever, but it was like. But a lot of the times those guys stayed strong, whereas Flair would like oversell. You know, that's what I always thought. But I mean, that's the thing. We also have the advantage, though, of we can go back and watch video now. And it's like, oh, Flair always had the same match and stuff. Well, when Flair was wrestling in the 70s and early 80s, like they weren't worried about every night was just a different town and a different crowd. They weren't worried about doing the same, like they didn't have to worry about the same show, right?
You're right.
Because it was like and those guys work so much that it's like you're not gonna like that's what like Cornette and all the old guys talk about. That's why they didn't do crazy shit like that, because these guys had to work 340 days a year. You're not going to go off there. You're not going to jump off a balcony through light tubes, right? Like that's why it's like that's why these guys wrestled till they were in their 40s and their 50s, because they didn't kill themselves, right?
You know what?
But I mean, for young people watching now, though, yeah, you watch something from the 70s or 80s, you're like, you know, what is it? Like, look at these two guys rolling, like they're not doing anything because they're used to like, you know, whoever. Will Ospreay and all these guys doing gymnastics and shit. Well, because they're great athletes, but they're great athletes and stuff. But it's like it's a tumbling routine, right? Like it's like, you know, whatever. But I mean, back then, like I said, you had to make it look believable.
Yep.
Like,
you know, let me cut you off real quick because I'm gonna give you a lot of credit because I never thought about it because back in those days there were no social medias. So if the guy rerun the same match in a different town, you don't know it, right?
Yeah.
So
there was no TV. Like so nobody saw it. Like they said when back in the day, like back in the Memphis territory, like in the 70s and 80s, they went to the same town once a week.
Yep.
Like you were in the same town 52 times a year. So, but like they said you could change the belt in every town if you wanted to, and they would never know because it was like there was no TV, there was just local shit, right?
Yeah,
it was basically house shows.
Unless you knew somebody from the next town. Hey, guess what, Chef? This guy just beat this guy. He's coming to your town tomorrow as the champion. Whoop.
Yeah, like that's what Cornette said. He goes, every once in a while, somebody would go on summer vacation and watch the matches somewhere else, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, you know what happened, right?
Yeah.
But you had to make them believe. But that was the other thing, though. If you were going to come back to a town and once a week, you better come up with some new shit. Like you can't just keep doing the same stuff 52 times. Like, so you had to they had to be creative. But that's where I think back then, that's where the storytelling came in. Like you had to be able to tell it. You had to tell a story, right? And that's why they had angles and whatever. That's what all that stuff. Now it's sort of just, I think it's just moves. It's like a video game now.
Yeah.
See,
you know,
here's where I think I struggle because knowing the industry the way I know the industry, I look at people more than just in ring. I try to see how well they make their dance partner, right? That's a big thing that I look into. Because if you look phenomenal and the person across from you is looking mediocre or average at best, that means you're not good enough to tell us to get that person over or give them their spots. Like there are certain people who understand, right? Like I just think Ric Flair never made anybody feel special. I've never seen a match where I thought Ric Flair and somebody outside of Dusty Rhodes, because that's just Dusty Rhodes worked the crowd better than probably anyone I've ever seen, right? Like it's just Dusty. But who did you feel, any of you, that Ric Flair took them to another level or made them feel even bigger?
Sting.
Sting.
He wasn't when Flair started working with him, though. Yeah, like Flair.
They even talk about the first time they wrestled at Clash of Champions, 45-minute draw. That was, if you see that match, that was the match that made Sting into a household name from that match, because Flair elevated him and Sting had the charisma and knew what to do with the crowd, and he pumped himself up farther than anybody people wanted to, and he took that spot. Now everybody at that time, they wanted Luger to be that.
Yeah.
Except Luger just lacked some stuff that didn't click, and Sting took over that spot from Luger.
Well, I think Luger's problem is Luger couldn't get over as a babyface. People didn't believe him as a babyface. Luger's a heel because he comes across like that. He's like, yeah, I got the great. He's like the narcissist, right? I got a great build, and he looks down on you, and he has that natural heelish kind of like I'm better than you look, right? So that's why I think Luger never connected as a babyface. He was good as a heel. Luger got better. He was terrible at the start, but I mean, he got better, obviously. But I don't know, Chef. I don't know. I think Flair elevated a lot of guys. Like it was just, I don't know. Like I don't know.
Maybe I'm just a hater.
Well, I mean, whatever. Like, I'm not like the hugest Rick. Like, I like Ric Flair's promos and all that stuff, but I'm not some. Like, I'm not gonna is Ric Flair the greatest in ring worker of all time? No, like. But I mean,
who? Okay, about that question, who do you think is, in your opinion, the best in ring worker that you see?
Bret Hart, probably Bret Hart or Mr. Perfect. I mean, guys like that. I mean, it's yeah, probably. Trying to think now. You put me on the spot, but I would say them. Well, Savage, Steamboat, Ricky Steamboat. I mean, Ricky Steamboat, I think, is probably the ultimate baby face of all time in terms of.
Oh my God, yes.
Because he was never a bad guy. He could never be a bad guy. All right.
Did he ever turn heel ever?
No.
He never did, right?
No. So he was the ultimate good guy. Well, him and Flair in '89, like that series of matches was awesome.
Yes.
Like
oh my
Flair
God,
and
yes.
Steamboat, So, but guys like that, yeah. But in terms of like the whole the thing with Bret Hart is he's really good technically, but Bret Hart really couldn't talk. Like Bret Hart really wasn't much of a promo. He was okay, but I mean, he wasn't just some blowaway promo. I mean,
which guy I love from Canada? Lance Storm.
I like Lance Storm too. Well, speaking of a guy that can't cut a promo, he was terrible on the microphone too. But he's a great athlete.
In the ring, though. In the ring, man.
Yeah, he's really good.
He was smooth in the ring.
Yeah. Well, and then you have Jericho. I mean, Jericho now. I mean, he's a little washed now. But I mean, back in the day, I mean, he could certainly talk. Like Jericho is one of the great promos. Working wise. He was pretty good. I've heard from other wrestlers that he's pretty clumsy though. I mean, he's pretty stiff. I mean, I think there are a lot of potatoes in that ring. I think he'll work a little stiff on you. But
Muffins. Listen, Muffins is capping. His favorite Canadian is not Lance Storm.
Lance Storm.
You're gonna pick Lance Storm over Bobby Roode?
Lance Storm.
Over Bobby Roode?
Lance Storm.
Actually, I always forget Rude's Canadian. Actually, that's right. Yeah.
Lance Storm is my favorite Canadian wrestler ever.
How over Bobby Roode?
Dude, but Lance Storm.
Lance Storm's not even as good as Eric Young.
You gotta get that mind.
Stop playing right now?
Come on, man.
Okay, you're saying I'm talking total all around package. Lance Storm, he said it himself, average at best on the microphone. Eric Young is phenomenal on the microphone. Eric Young tells a great story. He's a great heel. He's a great face. Total package. Pause. Am I wrong?
I don't know.
What makes Lance Storm fucking greatest Canadian of all time?
The Bearman said, he was okay with the mic.
Bearman shit is killing me.
But in the ring, he could wrestle.
Not over Bobby Roode. Not over Bobby Roode.
Oh shit! The dude could wrestle.
Look at Muffin shooting. Holy fuck!
Did he do amateur wrestling by any chance?
Who?
Lance Storm.
I don't know. I know he was. Well, he was a university volleyball player. Okay. That's why his vertical was so. And he was a track. No, he's a track athlete. He was a sprinter and a volleyball player. That's why he could jump. His vertical's so good.
This is ridiculous.
I mean, drop kick was amazing.
Well, I'm just saying it's true though. He was a university volleyball player, so he can jump. But his as far as your comparison to, see, that's the thing with wrestling though. It's like anything. It's like music, right? It's an art. It's subjective. What you like, I might not like, right? There's really no,
Oh no, we don't like anything together.
I've heard. I know. Yeah. Kayfabe, I get it. Yeah, I get it. You can't agree. I've heard Chef on other shows. If someone says up, Chef's saying down. Yeah. Guy's always working. You always got the gimmick. I love it. Yeah.
So let's get back to the match once more here. So we got Luthez, Flair, and Dusty Rhodes. The Bull of the Woods. The Bull of the Woods, Dusty Rhodes.
My fourth, and I'm not changing. You guys can take them off.
Who's the fourth?
I'm never taking Arn Anderson off of that.
Oh God, no.
The problem is, if it's oh God no, then we're done. And I guarantee you, Arn Anderson's not sticking because one of you are going to like Tully, one of you are going to like the other guy, one of you are going to like the fucking somebody else.
I just never thought of Arn Anderson being that top guy to be a
Arn
face
Anderson?
on the Mount Rushmore.
Why do you disagree with me with
I just
everything?
I just cannot see that.
Arn Anderson.
I can't.
And listen, the Four Horsemen, if you don't have Arn Anderson in it, never hits. Never hits.
But we're at this time, we're not talking about horsemen. I know I'm an Arn Anderson fan from life.
The impact that Arn Anderson had in NWA, you're not saying he's even a top guy?
He never was, though. They never saw him as a top guy. Always mid-card, tag team champion, or TV champion. That was it. Bearman, can you please join me here and say something?
Well, I mean, the Four Horsemen, I mean, Anderson was the worker, right? Of the four. Him and Blanchard, him and Tully were. But I mean, well, that was the thing. Anderson was always going to be in Flair's shadow, right? Like, because Flair was the Flair was the champion. So, but Arn Anderson was in terms of an in-ring worker. Oh, he way better than Flair. But I mean, yeah. Oh, he was the worker of the Horsemen, but they just never elevated him to like world champion. Like I don't know, like well, they didn't. He was never the world champion. Now, that's not his fault. I mean, that's just the booking. They're going to do what they want to do, right? But like I said, when Flair's standing there, you're not going to give Arn the belt. Well, that they can't have the match, right? Because Anderson's never going to be a baby face. So it's like, well, they're never going to. That's what I mean. So they're never going to have the match anyway. But so that's why they always gave him the TV or the tag belt or whatever. But
so I see what's going on here, right? Because both you are 6 foot
What?
tall. You're both 6
here?
foot or taller, and I'm 5'7.5". So it's like, let's fuck with the little guy, and that's fine. I understand what's going on here. My thing is, like, if you look, a guy like Roddy Piper was never a world heavyweight champion. If anyone tells me that he's not a top guy, that's crazy to me.
Well, yeah, well, he would never get the belt because Hogan would never do the job for him. And that if they gave him the belt, Hogan knew Piper would never give it back. So to him anyway. But Piper was a top guy because you can't have Hogan without Piper, right? So I mean, everyone needs the four.
So when I first started talking to Muffins Heavy, and I found out he's a big NWA guy, and I started to do my homework on NWA, I dove deep, and I was like, the only guy I really liked besides Dusty Rhodes was Arn Anderson because he felt so believable. Like, I feel like if I bumped into Arn Anderson in a fucking bar and I threw my shoulder into him, he's not going to be like, oh, hey, bud, sorry. I feel like he's going to turn around and punch me in the face, right? Like, he feels like that tough guy. And watching his resume, watching his matches, yeah, he might not have had a belt shot, but I've never seen a bad Arn Anderson match.
No, he was awesome. He was awesome. No, I agree with you in everything. It's just they just never gave him the belt because he wasn't going to have it because Flair was there. So, and they were in the same group, so they were never going to do heel on heel back then. So, you know,
if you're thinking about Arn Anderson, putting him there, then I'll have to go with Bobby Eaton. I mean, in ring.
If you're doing it in ring, yeah.
In ring work, oh my God. Dude, that guy, he was one of the first high flyers that I saw. And I was always in awe when he did the moves, the Alabama Jam with the leg drop, the arm drop. I'm like, this dude's a high flyer before high flying
was high flying.
Now. Yeah. Now it's really high flying. But at that time, I'm like, holy shit, this dude could do it in the ring. Now,
so, okay.
he couldn't talk for shit.
So what's your four? You're throwing, instead of saying, because you like Arn, I'll say that. What would be your four?
My four from the time that I told you.
Remember, Luthez stays on.
Yes. From the time that I started watching NWA to the time NWA went to WCW, my fourth guy will be Sting.
In NWA?
Yes.
In WCW, maybe.
NWA too. From the time
Wait.
that Flair made him
Hold on.
80 to
Okay,
86.
Darren, wait.
For the next 5 years.
Let me cut you off, bro. Darren had this great idea, right? And he said it maybe 4 weeks ago, something crazy. We talked a while ago about this. If we get him on to do a WCW one, which he kind of fucking threw out there today, if we pick Sting here, like say Sting sticks, say Flair sticks, all these guys stick, when we do WCW, they can't be there. So Sting stays 4. If we do a WCW, Sting can't be on it because Sting is on this Mount Rushmore. He's excluded from WCW.
See, I got my NWO list right here, and I got my WCW list right here because I thought this would come up. I have Sting on the WCW one, but it's funny. I have Flair on both. I have Flair on the WCW one too. But
Me too.
Yeah, but I just don't think it was the NWA long enough for Sting. Like Sting's sort of into that early 90s into the WCW. That's how I looked at it. Like, I mean, Sting was there in the late 80s, obviously.
So
but I mean, I think he was still.
I thought that he flourished and got the rub from Flair and started winning belts. You know, his first belt was the TV title. Then he got elevated to the US title. So he was gradually going up the charts before he became World Heavyweight Champion. Now, Bearman, who is your fourth man then?
Well, see that like when I looked at the Mount Rushmore, like what I did in terms of the NWA, like I said, I went way back. I kind of went with champions, and like I'm like, well, so I had Luthez to start, and the second one I had was Harley Race.
Oh shit!
I mean, that guy's 8-time champion, right? Like, I mean, legit bad motherfucker too.
I'll go back and change my Sting and put Harley Race in there. Oh, dude, Harley Race was a beast in his time.
Yeah, well, and he basically carried the belt through the 70s, right? Yeah. So it's like
that guy, and he looked like a fucking bear.
Well, and he was legit.
Whole hair and the sideburns and shit. Weird,
and like legit tough dude, and just like. And believable. Another guy that was believable. I mean, because you had to be back then, right? Yeah. And like the fans believed it. Like they Harley Race would kick your ass. Well, he would kick your ass. I mean, if you met him, there's tons of stories out there, like sitting in a restaurant and someone calls him a fake wrestler. Oh, fake, eh? And they kick the shit out of him. Like, like you protected the business back then. You made him believe.
Made him believe for sure.
Oh,
did he get like multiple car crashes?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, he was in a restaurant. I think it was in the late 70s. There was a guy that was late night, after the matches, Harley's in the restaurant and over in the corner eating his stuff. And this guy kind of started slapping this chick around. So Race just got up and just like folded the guy. And then the guy got up and stabbed him in the back, with a knife and stuff. And then Harley just kicked the shit out of him again. But he had to go to the hospital. But, I don't think he missed a show, but it was just like, he's like legit bad dude, man. Like Harley's legit.
But didn't he get like in a car crash? Like,
oh yeah, I think he was in a real bad because I think his first wife died in the car crash. Yeah. He was in like multiple car crashes. Like
because I think his back, like later on, a second car crash that really messed him up, and then he had to really stop wrestling.
Yeah, well, I mean, it really changed the style. Well, that was actually, it's funny how that was like a bunch of them, like even Flair. That happened to Flair too. Like he was in that airplane crash in 77. He broke his back. So he had to change his whole wrestling style. So that's why Flair, if you ever watch Flair take a backdrop, that's why he lands on his side. Can't land flat on his back because his back got broken in a plane crash.
Oh, God. Let's keep oh, God.
Yeah.
That's
but I couldn't imagine. How do you get in a plane crash? You break your back and you're back 6 weeks later wrestling. Like just those guys were different dudes back then, man.
That's why he's the man.
Yeah, well,
that's why to this day he's still alive. Which is like I'm still mind-boggling that Ric Flair is.
Don't jinx it.
Yeah, well, in 1977 they have the plane crash, and it's in that little private plane, that plane crash, and it was like. Well, Johnny Valentine was paralyzed from it Flair broke his back, the pilot died, and then that was like Bob Bruggers, the other wrestler, he got wrecked, and then Mr. Wrestling was in there. But that's the thing, Mr. Wrestling was a babyface. The rest of them were all heels, and they were all hanging out, whatever. But when the plane crashed, why are heels and baby faces together? Because in the angle, in the wrestling fan, Mr. Wrestling 2 checked himself out of the hotel or out of the hospital on his own after the plane crashed. So when the press showed up, they wouldn't see like Flair and Valentine. Why is Mr. Wrestling here in the same room with them? I just saw him on TV fighting last week. Kayfabe, man, that's how legit those guys took it.
And they said that he actually wrestled multiple matches that week for tapings just to show people that no, I do not hang out with the villains.
Yeah, because we heard you were in the plane too. No, I wasn't there.
What plane crash?
I'm here wrestling. Oh yeah, that's crazy.
This
crazy.
Dude that guy must have been sucked on some type of medication to be able to wrestle multiple matches that weekend. He must have been on something really good.
Bro,
because
that was really good back then. Unless he was doing the booger sugar.
Oh yeah, he was doing the Bolivian marching powder. Yeah. Absolutely. Something to get you through.
Oh jeez. I mean, I'm sorry, but that right there is a man's man to do some shit like that.
Well, it's amazing when you go back and you listen to the old days and like
image.
Yeah, like the old days when those guys made you believe. Like it was real. It was kayfabe, right? And they made the fans believe it, and they took it to the end, right? And it was like there was no, man. Like the stories are just like they talk about that. Like Jim Cornette talks about those stories. Big Boss Man.
Yes.
When he was Big Bubba Rogers, he was Jim Cornette's bodyguard at the time, and he was when they first started. He was in the suit, the sunglasses, and the hat, and the hat. 6'8" standing behind Cornette and all them. And he'd tell him, don't ever talk, don't ever speak. Yeah. You're just supposed to menace everybody.
I love that dude, Big Bubba Rogers.
Yeah. So, and Cornette goes, every time I was doing promos, I try to make him laugh and stuff and whatever. And he'd bite his lip and whatever. But he tells the story. They come to the Omni in Atlanta, and they're parked out back, whatever. And they come in a cab, right? He goes, whatever. The Midnight Express and Big Bubba get out of the cab, and all the fans are all 500, hundreds of fans back there watching them. And he talks about the story. Bubba bends down to pick up his bag, and the cabbie shuts the door, and he shuts it on Bubba on his fingers. And he goes, and all he does is go, hey brother, the door. Hey brother, the door. Because he talks really quiet. The cabbie's like, oh yeah, he opens the door and takes it out, picks his bag up, walks to the back. Cornette's walking behind him. Like, are you okay? Are you okay? He goes, but when we get in the building and the door shuts, he bent over, starts screaming, oh motherfucker. He starts crying and shit. And Cornette goes, are you okay? He goes, yeah, I think I'm okay. He goes, why didn't you sell that? He goes, I couldn't sell. The fans were watching. It's like, that got badass, man. And that's like sticking to the character because he was the bodyguard that never felt any pain. So he had to no-sell the finger in the doors, but.
All I know is 1989 was when I thought Jim Cornette had died on TV.
Oh.
And that was when the real Midnight Express with Paulie Dangerously came out, and he got busted with the phone on top of his head.
Yeah.
And he's bleeding all over. The white jacket is all blood. I'm thinking, my God, they're killing Jim Cornette. I'm thinking Jim Cornette's about to die.
Yeah, dude, I'm Paul Heyman hitting him with the phone. That was hilarious.
14 years old. I called my friend, like, dude, Jim Cornette's getting killed on TV. Turn on Channel 6, hurry up. Jim Cornette's getting killed. And then that's when I found, later on when I'm older, shit starts coming out. That's when I found out that's when I learned about the blading and all the stuff they were doing and how he bladed too much and by mistake cut himself more than he should. And then he got in trouble because of the no blood cell. And he's pouring pints of blood on TV all over the place.
Have any of you guys met Cornette?
Oh, God, I wish.
I was going to say you would have. Did you meet him at the Impact Zone?
No, I definitely met him.
Yeah.
He's cool as shit. Like, so it's weird because for a little while, Jeff Jarrett really didn't fuck with me, right? Because I used to, for a while, I used to say fuck the E, right? And he tried to tell us, say F the E, whatever. And one time he was by himself. Actually, he was with his wife always. And he had seen me, my son, and my wife, and we started talking. Like, he's like, hey, they call you Chef, come in. So I walked over, hey, what's up, Mr. Jarrett, blah, blah, blah. And we just started talking. Everything was cool. He's seen I'm not like a lot of these marks, right? I'm a family guy. I'm different. And we got pretty cool. We were talking. He was telling me, because I had to ask him, I'm a big NWO guy, I asked about the NWO. So he kind of liked my questions. Cornette comes to Impact. Now we're all sitting in the same place. And he's like, hey, you want to talk to Cornette? And I'm like, that motherfucker looked kind of serious, right? Because he looked very like, I'm eating, don't come talk to me, so I don't want to talk to him. So he sets it up. That guy's brain is wrestling, right? Like, and I'm cool with a bunch of the wrestlers. Jorge would tell you in the Impact Zone, I'm not bragging. I was like royalty up in that bitch. I know a lot of the wrestlers personally. And he's like, you a wrestling fan? I said, yeah, I love wrestling. And he goes, this shit would never happen in my day.
Right, exactly.
And I was like, what do you mean? Everybody's chilling. And he goes, yeah, but that champion should not be with the guy he just fought, right? What sense would that make? Everybody has a camera. So how believable is it if the good guys are hanging out with the bad guys? That's the best part of wrestling, is building rivalries. It makes you want to watch, right?
Yeah.
And then he just started explaining things. And I knew it, but like, it's different when you have a professor explaining the class than somebody who knows something, right? Like, they're teaching you. And he was, you could tell he's a very serious, no nonsense. Like, he's not about that goofy shit. But if you listen to him and respectfully, he was super cool. Like, he was a nice guy. But I could see people who probably don't like him because he's very direct, right? Like, how he speaks is to you. If you're not, whatever. But he was cool as shit.
Oh, he would definitely be old school and like the old kayfabe and like heels and babyface don't mix and all that. And I mean, well, and that back then, it was, I mean, obviously the cat's out of the bag, everyone knows now, but it's like, but back then, like I was saying when we were growing up, I mean, we always, like, even when I was a little kid, I mean, like, we knew it wasn't real, but I mean,
no, it was real,
but it was, but those guys were, some of them were so good. See, that's probably the other reason why I always liked the NWA or like UWF or like Calgary Stampede over because the WWF to me was always like the circus. Like, it was always like there was always characters and you could kind of tell it was all kind of phony and shit. But you'd watch the NWA stuff and you'd be like, yeah, no, this isn't, but you'd watch it and those guys were so good. You'd start believing it, like maybe this shit is kind of real. Like, they looks like they're laying it in pretty good. Like, the WWF, you had Hogan, and it was kind of like, yeah, okay, whatever, right? But meanwhile, you look over, there's Dusty Rhodes bleeding buckets, and this guy's just like punching and kicking them and like steel chairs and whatever, and like you're like, holy shit. Meanwhile, like I said, the WWF, they're kind of, I don't know, it's kind of hokey, but I don't know. It was like you just believed it, right?
See, but you had that, right? Like, you come from knowing multiple wrestlings, right? Where I'm from New York, WWF, all 3 W's and an F. They're always there. So that was my wrestling, right? Nothing else existed. So I had nothing to compare that versus anything else because, of course, I'm going to want to watch, Hogan and all them, and I think they're larger than life characters because they're built that way, So I never, until really talking to him in like 2017, I never even ventured into NWA like that. Like, I'm that late 80s, 90s, obviously 80s wrestling, but the Monday Night Wars and all that shit, that was my shit, right? Like NWO and DX and all that. Like, I mean, even today, there was a girl. She's with it's 2 young black guys and a black girl. And the homie in the back is like, yo, she ain't wifey if she don't know that shit. And he's like, put that shit on. So he puts it and he goes, are you ready to bow down to the masses? And she starts going, bang, bang, like, suck it. And she starts singing the words and they looking like, how the fuck does she know this shit, right? Like, it's shit like that's my era. Like, that's the era I fell in love with. But even when you're out with this, even like if you looked, Double J, he always sat by himself with his wife. He never mingled with the wrestlers out in public. Like where everybody else did, it was the norm. He stuck to a corner and they never really went over there to him, right? It wasn't like, oh, that's just him and his wife and they chilling. No. It was, y'all do your thing. This is where I stay. Right? Yeah. In public, I don't do this with everybody that could shoot something. And I even at what 30-something years old I was like, damn, like no one looks at wrestling the same way we did when we were younger. His mentality is if the young kids still do, then that's who we do this for, right? It's not for the 30-somethings that know what it is. It's for the kids that still believe it's larger than what it is.
Well, and that's the thing. And Jarrett would have, and Jeff, I mean, he came up in the old school territory days, right? Like in Mid-South and stuff, or in Memphis, with, Jerry Jarrett ran the whole thing. But yeah, so I mean, he's old school as it gets, right? Kayfabe and all that stuff. So yeah, he'd be, I mean, and that's the thing. And I mean, I guess now with social media and everything else, it's like, and that's probably what got me out of wrestling is like the real lack of, like, I get it. You can't, I get people aren't going to believe anymore, whatever. But I think it's gotten to the point now where it's almost like, could you maybe try to like stay serious and whatever? Like, it's almost like, like we watch it. You're watching a James Bond movie. I mean, it's not real, but the bad guy all of a sudden doesn't turn to the screen and go, actually, I really like Roger Moore here. We went out for supper last night. No, they keep.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, in wrestling, it's like, why do they always have to like look at the camera and like, oh, wink, wink, like this is a work, folks. Yeah, we get it. Like, but don't. It's like, don't insult my intelligence. Like, I know it is, but can for this hour, can we act like it's not real?
This is why I would love if you ever wanted to give wrestling a chance. And here's why I know he'll agree with me, and he never does. If you gave MLW a chance, there's a guy named Josef Samael in Contra Unit. You're either in Contra Unit or you're in their way, right? There's no, we're taking pictures after. You never see any of those guys. No, you can shake your head, but have you ever seen Jacob Fatu take a picture with Hammerstone? No. Have you seen Josef Samael take pictures with any good guys?
Nope.
No. You never see them because Josef Samael comes from that old school pedigree. So his unit, they can't move like that. Like Alex Kane, he never broke kayfabe, right? Like when he did our interviews, he was just Alex Kane. But when you watch him, he stays true to himself. MLW does a very good line of our good guys are with our good guys, our bad guys. Most of them don't even like each other, so they're not around each other. But they do a very good job to me of having that old school sense of heel versus face. Am I wrong?
Yeah. No,
I'm wrong.
No, you're right. You're right.
Oh.
No, but like you saying, I be seeing WWE with one of the stupid shows behind the scene things, like they do behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I don't watch that, and I think that has destroyed the enigma of wrestling because it takes you to the back of everything. Pretty soon, you're gonna see a match there. It's gonna end. They're gonna say cut. And you're going to see them start talking to each other in the ring like nothing ever happened. Oh, are you okay? Just to show a different side of this is how wrestling really is.
It's like that.
I'm waiting for that to happen.
Remember that like a few years ago, some magician guy had like his own thing and he shows the magic and then he'll show how they do it.
Yes.
Why? I don't want to know how you do it. I want to see something cool and be like, oh, snap. Listen, I know that Chris Angel can't fly, right? I mean, but when he flies, I want to see him fly. I don't care what the hell he's doing it. I want to go, oh shit, that's cool as shit. Yeah. I don't want my bad guys to be cool with the good guys. I'm from the era where we love the bad guys. They never win, right? So when they win, we love it. Yeah. Don't be buddy with the good guys.
You celebrate for the bad guys.
Yeah, well, yeah. So you have your match or whatever. Next thing you know, they get on Twitter and good match, brother.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really, like
with a picture.
The bad guy. And he's sitting there talking to the fans and thanks for coming, everybody, and just shut up. Like no, like you know what that what's his name? I don't watch it, but he's pretty funny actually. Who the fuck's the heel in AEW. The guy that wears the scarf, the
MJF.
MJF. He's an asshole online to people and stuff. I'm like, yes. Oh, they do autograph signings. He'll sit there and give them the finger. He'll give little kids the finger and shit. Oh, he ripped the one kid's shit up and stuff. I'm like, the kid starts crying. He's like, yeah, good. Get him out of here. Oh, it was awesome. I'm like, yes, exactly. It's exactly what should be happening.
Right there, I'm like, damn, man, that's kind of messed up. But I see why.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of messed up, though. I'm like,
come on, man. The problem is, it's not a kid. Messed up, right? And okay, so do you know where MJF comes from?
New Jersey?
No, I'm not. I know you know. I'm obviously I know you know where MJF stems from.
No, I don't. I don't know anything about him. I've seen him. I don't watch this shit.
Maxwell Friedman.
Not his name. You don't even listen when I talk to you.
What?
I said, where does he come from? I was gonna say MLW. You want to know his fucking name? He knows his name. Oh,
he came from MLW.
Yeah, I was going to tell him. You just fucked up the whole thing. But listen.
Not bad.
So MJF he's that old school guy. It's just society right now is so sensitive and soft that when you see a guy who does real heel work, oh, it's going too far. It's not. Because look at the one kid. And I literally got a documentary at the dollar store of $1 Million Man because I love the $1 Million Man, right? I'm telling my wife, watching this for $1, I'm like watching this DVD. Yo, man, I remember being at the Garden not far as little black kid dribbling a basketball, and he kicks the basketball, right?
Oh, it was great, yeah.
Dude, great. That kid fucking cried. I was there as a little kid. It pops up. I'm like, that's the shit right there. That's where he makes the kid cry. His father is cheering. How? Oh, yeah. Your son is crying. It's a moment. It's a moment that the kid will have forever. Oh, yeah, they'll probably say this fucking wedding. Oh, man, I remember $1 Million Man kicked the ball from me. What a piece of shit. Everlasting memory. That little kid is everlasting memory.
But that was a TV segment, so I understand. But if you do it like a meet and greet behind the scenes and you ripping kid stuff up, I mean, I know you want to stay in your heel mode, but damn. I mean, in adults.
Well, when he ripped the thing up, it was at the airport. It wasn't at a meet and greet.
Okay. An adult, go ahead with an adult. I don't care. But when it comes to kids, I don't know, man.
Yeah. No, it was like it was at the meet and greet. He signed it and whatever, but he was all, he had frowning and whatever. And the kid's like, oh, I paid to get a picture take. He's like, yeah, whatever. So the kid's standing there next to him. And it's just like this, right? With the kid. Whatever. That's just, just stuff like that. No, he ripped his shit up when he was at the airport, but like they always say, if it had been just the kid and his mom and no one around, he'd be fine. But right away, phones come out, right? A bunch of people had phones. Yeah. Okay, well, now I got to stay in character, so now I'm going to rip your shit up. If no one had been around, I would have signed it for you.
You know what the problem is? And this is, and I've seen it firsthand. And even I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Because I remember sitting there, and my man Storm was literally standing on the other side of the dinner table right next to me, right? So it's me and my family. I'm talking to Bram. Storm is right here. The guy walks up with like a binder, right? And he's pulling out like stuff. And I don't know if it's 8x10s or old school TNA cards. And Storm is signing shit. I wind up finding out that guy goes on like Amazon, eBay, as soon as it's done, and he's selling this shit. So you're bothering these wrestlers while they're eating, and you're not even doing it for yourself. I got plenty of shit signed. And I got my own artwork that I've done things. You've seen, Muffins. I made signs for all these guys. I got shit signed just ridiculous. I'm never going to give those away. I'm never going to try to sell them. Like, why? That's my time when I had with the wrestler. People
those
don't care.
My memories.
Yeah. So, exactly. But they look at it as a financial play, right? Yeah. So when you see MJF rip something, man, probably this little motherfucker was trying to sell it on Amazon. Fuck that little kid.
Anyway,
like those people that have, like, it's one thing, I get an 8x10 sign, but all of a sudden they show up the stack from Kinko's. Yeah. It's like, okay, come on, like, and then it's like anything. Then they wonder why these guys don't sign anymore. It's like, no, I'm not wasting my time doing all this shit. Like, I'll sign one for you, but yeah.
So we went from area codes, zip codes, and time zones to a bunch of other stuff. We actually did the NWA 4 for the stone thing. we finally got that through, and now we're talking about something else. So this is what happens when wrestling fans get together for one topic, and all of a sudden, everything goes right, left, down the middle, do a twist, and almost an hour later, you still can't figure out what the hell the topic was about.
You know what's crazy is Darren, I don't know what it is. I always tell Darren I try to do 20, 30 minutes, right? Whenever I talk to Darren, shit never goes under an hour. I don't know what it is.
I get a little long-winded. I tend to start ramping up. Well, I had to cut my promo at the start. I'm trying to get my TV. I'm trying to get over here.
All right, Darren. So you got like 4 minutes left. Go, give us your outro.
Oh,
what, you want my outro now?
Outro?
Yes.
Oh, wait, he's doing the outro?
We got 4 minutes left.
Oh, it's not an out. I'm telling you now. I'm going over the PWO right now. Chef, you jobber, just never mind. Just jerk the curtain and just sit there and learn something here. Sit under the learning tree. All right. You know, muffins, the bakery's closed. The muffins are stale. We're throwing those out. The Suburban Podcast Network is here to stay. The Canadian dream. I'm telling you now, I bring a better class of listener. So look at this right now. Yeah. Look at Chef. Those are tremendous. I got to say, you popped me with those shades. Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty good. You surprised me with that one. Look, hey, check it out what I got from Dollarama. Look at that.
Yeah,
little fig.
Nuts.
Ooh.
Penta. Nice. I got Penta for $1.25. I had to buy Penta. You know? There you go.
Chef, take us home, please.
Okay. So listen, you had the only and one half of the Suburban Wrestling Network, Urban Wrestling Network, official Puerto Rican, honorary. We talked everything. Listen, we're going to have to get him on to do a WCW one next. Muffins, you better write. Oh, no, you're lucky you kept Sting, but that means that Dusty and what he called can't be on it.
Well, Ric Flair is definitely on it. I don't care.
No, Ric Flair is not going on WCW.
Come on.
He's not. That's the rule.
Look at Booker. Look at Booker Man here. He's the power of the pencil already.
No. You're outnumbered. It's a 2-1. You're outnumbered. So that's what it is. Ladies, listen. Like I said, fourth line voice, bruised and battered. My favorite enforcer podcast to listen to. Not because he's here. I tell him all the time. Off air, on air, doesn't matter. Urban Wrestling Network for myself. These two crazies. We out of here. Deuces.
Darren, deuces.
There you go, man. Thanks for having me on. Deuces. There you go.